Hi and welcome. This is your daily tarot for Tuesday, October the 3rd. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're doing well and you've enjoyed your weekend. I'm using the Tarot of Inspiration created by Berenica. This is a Russian deck. It features artwork spanning through 400 years of history, including neoclassical and Baroque art pieces. I think it was developed around 2004, I believe. So looking at the messages and energies, we can get insight into what's available for us to work with and see if there's any adjustments needed in order for you to better enjoy your day. So our first card is the Three of Pentacles, which is the teacher and the student. Next we have Strength, the overcoming of spirit over animal. And finally, oh my, we have the Devil. So looking at the Three of Pentacles, we can clearly see in the image a child being taught by a teacher of some kind. And well, she looks quite content there, and is being guided carefully by a mentor to learn a skill. In a way, she's sort of laying the groundwork for future success. And that's what this card's really portraying. The energies present here, or themes, are exactly that. They could also represent a collaboration of a kind. You could be working on a joint venture with someone today, and if that's the case for you, then the energy of the day will leave a lot of room to make real progress through teamwork. As an archetype, this image is really portraying the student or prospect. And as a student of whichever craft you may be engaged in, there must be the willingness to embody the role fully, to shut out any distractions that try to pull you away, and being able to get that tunnel vision to really focus. This will really pay off in the long run. The number 3 brings us into the Trinity, or perfect trine, and with this number, we can be assured of personal growth in terms of career or projects. So it's really important to avoid laziness. If you chose this card, you would be inverting this energy, and thus you may experience some setbacks in what could have been a really productive day. So, to Strength, one of our trumps for this Tuesday. This is one of my favourite cards, if only for the message it embodies, that being the triumph of spirit over flesh. You could say this is the overcoming of the animal side of our nature, the side of us which seeks to fulfill its own earthly desires. The animal which is throughout history usually portrayed as the dragon. This side of our nature, it doesn't really understand limitations or rules, the things which block its access to instant gratification, and thus, within our being there is the stirring of emotion, which brings about frustrations and suffering throughout the total self. Strength here implies seeking out the divine, represented here by the goddess, over such worldly temptations, and trusting in the Holy Spirit to guide us through our passions and into our true nature, which is of course spirit. You can see the small lamb in the grass there. Notice how the lion focuses up to the mother whilst a potential meal dances around the scene. This really portrays that virtue being embodied and that strength being drawn upon from the spirit to stay faithful and to keep your eyes on that which is uplifting and pure. The lamb also represents Aries. When overlaying the Tarot of the Zodiac, we see strength as the first station from which spirit arises back out of matter into the heavens once again. So self-control is a key theme here. If you can wrestle the animal within and overcome, then you may find that throughout your entire life, whenever you have acted against your own best judgment, you may in fact have been purely influenced by the body, or the animal, the flesh. This can bring about a sort of discord, because now you can see you're not entirely just one being with one will. You are in fact the spirit dancing in an animal. So be kind to yourself, and forgive yourself. Whenever you feel those impulses that will eventually lead to you to regret, just remember it's not always about you. You are the spirit, and you're the observer. This body needs balance, and sometimes needs putting in its place every now and then. If today is one of those days for you, then do as the heroes of ages gone by have always done, and slay the dragon and tame the beast. Now for the Devil. Along with death, I find people usually run in terror when seeing such archetypes in a reading. Please let me assure you that these archetypes are cleverly constructed pictographs portraying divine forces at work, and essential forces might I add. If each one of us is to grow and understand our true potential for good and evil and our divine nature, then there needs a polarity with which to compare ourselves to. The devil here is fully immersed in the passions of the world. You can see him holding the grapes there. They will be the grapes of wrath, symbolizing that drunkenness and that sort of fogginess that comes about when we focus purely on our desires. So temptation and sexuality are key themes here. In the devil card, we have the inversion of strength. So matter, or the world or flesh, is now ruling and dominating spirit for a time. Without sexuality, there would be no human race, and without temptation or desire, no sexuality. This force is also known as Shakti, and it's usually represented by serpent imagery because of its likeness to lightning or electricity. Now, Shakti, or the devil, is what pushes us. It motivates us to go after things in life. It's really essential for this environment in one aspect, for personal growth and visionary undertakings of the grandest scale which we've seen throughout human history. I would advise, if you chose this card, to really learn from what bubbles up in the mind. Be the observer. See what temptations or worries or angers come to the surface. This is an amazing opportunity to level up, so to speak. You'll be able to get to the bottom of some of the whys and how such emotions come over you, and with the right application of self-love, surrender and release, you literally will be doing the great work, as it's called. That is doing what you came here to do. Remember, all evil is really just the ignorance of the ultimate truth. For any power that is not respected and nurtured has the potential for evil or aggressive living. I hope that you find that insight in the deep wells of your being, and that you find the strength to understand your true nature. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to view and for being here. If you enjoyed this video, then please share or comment. I would really love some feedback from you. And if you're new here, then please like or subscribe. It's an easy way to stay connected for future readings and to show support. I'm so grateful to everyone who takes the time out of their day to be with me. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon for another daily reading. Take care and enjoy your day.